What the heck? I don't understand that comparison. I'm gonna have to go back and do my research. But yeah, a commenter recently just stated that Cube reminded him of Kanye. Reminded her of Kanye in a recent interview. She said that he had that Kanye look in his eyes, and she said she was sad about it. And Ice Cube saw it, got wind of it, and he said, "Bitch, no, this is what he said. He said, dirty bitch, you ain't sad." I said, "Oh, well, damn. Maybe just a little bit, Cube. Maybe just a little bit, okay? Anyway."
We'll talk about that some other time.
No, I want to talk about it now. See,
Fred,
another reason
Fred,
why...
I said we'll talk about that some other time.
You don't tell me what I can talk about. You don't tell me what I can talk about in my own house.
Don't you point your finger at my nose, Fred Sanford.
I'll point my finger at your nose, and I'll point my foot somewhere else.
Now I will never be your hater, I'm your biggest fan. I hope it falls into place just how you planned it. Life could put you in a pickle, just make sure it's kosher. Lean on me like Bill Withers until you smell the roses.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber died trying. You see the thumbnail, right? Or you see the thumbnail. Ice Cube does an interview with Tucker Carlson. So, you black men are supposed to do what you want, right? That's going to be the title. I'm driving from the gym in the morning, and I hear on Ricky Smiley, I want to say Jeff Johnson, talking about Ice Cube doing an interview with Tucker Carlson and how, in some ways, he's disappointed in Ice Cube for talking to somebody who's a Republican conservative, blah, blah, blah. And that's not the right move. And as I'm listening to this, what I'm thinking to myself is, we got some nerve. Because, for one, you're trying to tell a black man who to talk to, who they can talk to, when they can talk to him, where they can talk to him, what they can talk to him about. And this is the same guy who wanted to talk to Democrats and people in the black community that are Democratic voters, told him to shut up, told him he's just a rapper. The administration was like, ugh, whatever. And the women was like, you ain't talk, we're a separate group. So to just ignore all of that and then go, well, why are you talking to them? It's disingenuous, and in my opinion, it becomes beyond childish, beyond selfish. It's just flat out ignorant. Now, in some ways, Jeff Johnson, I get what he was saying as far as, if he talks to this guy, it's basically a setup. The guy's going to take something out of that and spin it into something else and make it look a certain way. I get that. I do. But at the same time, basically what Ice Cube did was talk to somebody on the quote-unquote opposite side. He could talk to them longer than he could talk to them longer and publicly more than he can talk to somebody he's supposed to be on the same side with, because somebody on the other side made time for him. You remember the same thing happened when he was like, he'll talk to Trump. And people was like, don't do it. Now, I don't know why this keeps happening as far as the political conversation part, but to me, it's like they're the minority of black men are Republicans. Most black men I would say are conservative, but the minority of black men are Republicans. I don't know why y'all think like talking to a Republican is gonna sprinkle some coon fairy pixie dust on you, and then you're just gonna all of a sudden, eat casserole and season with only salt and pepper, and and wear khakis and plaid shirts. Just complete switch up for the rest of his life. I don't know if he was gonna go from NWA to Ice Cube to I don't know, smoothie. Like it just doesn't make sense. you know, Frappuccino Cube. It's like, y'all gotta chill out. Beyond that, we have to really start to look at the other side of the coin, because while I was listening to Jeff Johnson talk on Ricky Smiley's morning show, I was thinking to myself when he was talking, like, you know what? How many wins can you point to from doing it your way, just talking democratically? How many wins we talking here for black people? Excuse me. How many wins for black people? Because we're counting wins for gays, wins for Asians, wins for Hispanics, wins for immigrants, wins for, you know, people who in asylum. How many wins we talking about for black people, black Americans? And that becomes a point to me that we just skip over. When, you know, wins for, did I say the gay community, the LGBT, whatever? Yeah, wins for them, like wins for everybody else, right? So wins for women, you know, not even black women, just women. So it makes it look like, who are we? What do you want us to politically put our time, effort, vote, and capital behind? Everybody else? Because at some point, we're going to have to address the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room is, why are we fighting for other people all the time? And why when people in our group want to fight for us specifically, people in our group have an issue with it? And on top of that, and I'm just saying, the Democratic part, the Republican part, in a sense, but more so the political aspect of it, we have a bad habit of fighting for other people and celebrating when they win something, and then a year later, 5 years later, 10 years later, go, oh man, that was stupid. We shouldn't have did that. But at the same time, demonizing people who are telling us in that moment that's not a good idea. That's not going to help us. But telling those people, shut up, man. You don't know what you're talking about. Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. You know. I remember Cornel West and Tavis Smiley were like, listen, Barack Obama's a politician. Shut up, man. And I remember being younger myself going, man, he going to do something in the second term if we get him in. And they're like, no, he's a politician. And now, probably a decade later, maybe a decade, close to a decade later, we're sitting there like, you know what, we didn't get anything. He didn't do anything. And it's like, well, okay. Okay, now you see the point now. And now we're not learning from the past. And I've talked about this before, even with the Black Congressional Caucus, or the Congressional Black Caucus, sorry. If you look at the Congressional Black Caucus, all you're gonna see is Democrats, no Republicans. And I remember not too long ago, there was a black guy that was a Republican who wanted to be in the Congressional Black Caucus, and they told him no. So now, you know, we're at a point where you got to be in the same party even to be advocating for your race. And that we're the only group that's probably doing that, which is ridiculous. And that's trickling down to how we view each other, because you can be liberal, you can be conservative, you can be independent, you can be Democrat, you can be Republican. But if you're trying to advance black people, that's part of the goal. You're fighting for your group on whatever side you're on. But we're not like that for some odd reason. And even when we're being monolithic and unified on one side, here's a problem. We're unified and still not getting anything done. So obviously, we need to do something different. But tell me what y'all think. Like, share. Oh, let me pause. But then you tell black men what they should and shouldn't say and what they should and shouldn't do. And at the same time, what you're doing isn't working. But you get to do it over and over and over and over and over and over again, and it doesn't work. So now I'm done. So like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna take you.